If you like to see how strong the AI functions in the DJI Neo is and how good it is to follow me in hardcore Balinese traffic situations, then this video is for you.
So the DJI Neo has a lot of automatic features and it can do a circle like here, but that is not the real impressive thing that can nearly do any normally DJI drone like the minis, and there's no problem with that. Even though with this drone the only thing you need to do is to start it. And you don't have, here I use the follow function and I walk through a street just to test it for the first time when I bought it. And it does follow me. Yeah, that is not a big thing, but the big thing is really that you just start the drone in your hand. You don't need an app, you don't need a phone, you don't need a remote controller, you don't need anything. You only start the DJI Neo and it follows you. That is purely amazing in my eyes. It really works very well and it does quite good things. Here I stopped the recording because a big bus is coming in the back. So the bus is gone and I follow through the street and I start the recording again. And this is already quite complex because there are some trees on the right. It needs to stay away from these, right? There's some people on the left. I'm not sure if the DJI Neo has any capacity of seeing moving particles around it. I would say, I don't know, that needs further testing. See, it just looks for me and it follows me. It did not see the woman in the bike, which nearly crashed into it. And the interesting thing here is some people see me and see the drone and they look at me and they think, who the fuck is steering the drone? Because there's no one steering the drone, right? There's no one using the drone. I have no controller in my hands. No one has anything to do with it. And it follows me. This is, by the way, Bali, as I am most of my time in Bali. I bought the DJI Neo here and I did my first tries with the DJI Neo in Ubud, which is a city in Bali, which I highly recommend to visit. It's an awesome place, one of the best in the world for me. And all the videos you see here are recorded in Ubud in Bali. Also following me on a normal rice field track is no problem at all for the DJI Neo. It just follows me, it is tracking me. Here's nothing in the way which it needs to take care of, so that is an easy task. And it also has no problem with stairs. It goes up with me and follows my positioning in the 3D world. An amazing job because the DJI Neo only uses the camera to do this. And yeah, I'm really impressed by the result. So these are easy things the DJI Neo can do. Now you will see something that the DJI Neo cannot do. I am walking to an entrance of a house here and it basically should follow me, but this bush here is it's not clear for the DJI Neo what to do. I try to walk to the side so it can follow me a bit. It does a bit, but again it gets stuck here and it does not move around it. It could just go to the left and think this would work, but I think the software just looks to the front. Here I talk to the DJI Neo, hey, come over, man, but it does not listen. Yeah, that is a kind of problem. And I think, yeah, now it thinks it can do it, but it has problems with height. Here's a doorway in the way. It managed this one, but you will see here it does not see that there's a doorway. It sees it, it goes down. Now you see it goes down here and it still crashes a little bit into it. There is a vibration and yeah, this works. Again here, something is in the way. It stops. It cannot proceed to follow me. Even though I'm visible in the back, it does not realize what to do. It gets stuck here, it doesn't move at all, so I come back to the front. Now it realizes, oh yeah, there's my master, and it follows me again, which does work. But yeah, in small places that are between you and the drone, somehow the drone gets stuck and does not move until you show up clearly visible again, so it can follow you. This is inside an open house. This is typical Bali style because we don't have cold winters here, so all rooms may be quite open, so the wind and the air comes through, and it's not really locked architecture. Many things are open. And this is an amazing house, I really love it. And it's not my house, but I'm a guest here. And now you see again what the drone cannot do, because I walk here to the stairs. The drone sees I go up. The Neo follows me, goes up too, and here we have the ceiling, which is in the way. And it has no capacity to adjust to something that is above it. Basically, it does not do this. It needs to stay away from me. It has a setting how far away from me it should be. And it does not really work if you go up and there's not enough space around you. Yeah, and I managed this one. I started it again and I want to climb these stairs. And the drone goes up with me. And I realized, no, this does not work from this distance, so I need to stop it again. It cannot follow me through stairs, basically, because they are too small. This was all in follow mode. Now I start the tracking mode. It should stay in front of me when I walk to the front. But here I made the mistake. I waited too long. After 3 seconds, it comes back and stops using this mode. So next try. And I start moving within the needed time, and it starts moving with me, and it does quite a good job in that I'm trying here to replace it as my cameraman. I'm trying to record something while I'm using the drone as my cameraman, and in this part of the field it works quite well. But here you see, if I move around to the left, then the drone makes also quite strong moves to adjust. And like here, what is it doing? That is not really a cameraman style, but okay. So it is, let's say, interesting. And if the way would be clearer, then this one it would be easier. Here I try to talk to the drone like to my dog, hey, go in this direction. But it is not really, if you go into tracking mode and it loses track of you, then it comes back. And here I made maybe the mistake again to stay too long, and then it comes back. So again, this is tracking mode. It should follow me backwards or stay in front of me, and it does. Here it's much easier because the way is clearer. And in this mode it has no whatsoever capacity of registering what is around you. It just flies. So you and your body are the controller of this drone, which I think is highly amazing. That's again a really cool thing. I don't know anything like that before the DJI Neo. And as I say, I don't need a phone, I don't need a controller, I only need to start this drone. And it does its job quite good in this video, right? It just stays on track, it goes in front of me, it records the surroundings quite well, and that is totally different than if I use a GoPro or something like that. It just is a complete different style, and I like it. I like it this way, and I'm really impressed that it does work quite well. Even though, like I said, if I started, I had mostly one time it did not work, and then second start it did work, and I could follow through my plan to make a talking head video of me. And now we do the most impressive thing. I start my bike, my motorbike. I started the drone, and this is my first try in traffic. Don't do this at home. It's in most countries not allowed to use drones in traffic. In Indonesia there are only 2 rules: don't fly at night and don't fly above many people. So this is legal and kind of allowed, and we will see if this ends in a big traffic crash or if it does its job correctly. And here you see a normal road without much traffic, right? There are no cars, there are no bikes, so that is Let's say this is easy, but it's still a decent job for the drone to understand what is going on and where it should follow me. Here, for example, comes a leaf in the way, and I think it goes a little bit to the right to get through it, and I'm checking, does it really do it? Because I don't know if it can do this or not, and I'm not experienced in this. What is it doing when it reaches obstacles, and how does it navigate the obstacles? Here it somehow stopped and was thinking about what to do. Maybe the processor is not quick enough to decide this quickly. Sometimes it does stop and then comes back and follows me again. But mostly it does a really good job, because I think this footage is amazing. And I wanted to have stuff like that since I'm driving around in Asia. I tried several things, but mostly I'm into FPV drones, and so I don't have follow functions in my drones. And that's why I bought the DJI Neo, because that gives me the ability to do something like that. And the result is purely awesome. Really awesome. I mean, this looks so much different than a GoPro video. This looks much different than anything I've seen before. And it gives me the ability to just do this kind of recordings within a second. I just started on. Here is again a lot of stuff in the air, and it adjusts to it and finds the right way through it, right? It does not crash into any leaves. It does not crash into any trees or signs or whatever. It just follows me as it should be. So next test is through driving through a road that goes down and up again. I like the road very much. It's cool to drive here. It looks cool. Here we have walls on the left, a lot of trees and leaves on the right, and even some cables hanging around. I mean, the drone just looks at me and follows me. It understands that these leaves are there, I believe, and follows me through. And now I go up again, and it also goes up again, even though it seems not to understand what is above it. It navigates these wires here above me quite good and does not crash into anything. And I stop again, and the drone stops too. By the way, in tracking mode you need to walk under it. If you just look at it and keep out your hand, it's not doing anything. It just waits for you to walk under it so it can see your hand below it, and then it does react. But yeah, that's not really clearly written in the manual, so I thought maybe it comes to me if I don't move. No, also wrong. You need to walk below it and then put your hand below it, and then it does land and it works. Next test is a very unused way, so there's no traffic here in any kind. It's just me on a very small road. But here are these electricity poles on the right, and there's a wall on the left, a house on the left, so around 1.5 meters space for the drone to navigate through. But again, it just follows me and does it quite good. Here it gets really narrow, wall on the left, pole on the right, and also this works quite well, right? No problem at all for the DJI Neo. By the way, I don't recommend to start driving bikes in Bali. This is a highly specialized environment. You need to be able to understand what you're doing with your bike really well. Otherwise you land in rice fields, or you break some bones in right or left waterways that are everywhere. Here's no big traffic, but here's everywhere. It's needed to control your bike really good. If you are not a really professional in driving motorbikes or bicycles, don't start to use them in Bali. You will get problems. Even in this environment, which is totally free, you need to be able to navigate with your bike really good. Otherwise you will end up maybe in a hospital and may hurt yourself and maybe even other people. So you see here that is a really free way. I love to drive here because nobody comes here. It's a kind of hidden way. It's not, there's nothing here. There's no restaurant no place to go, not a touristic area at all. That's totally local area. And I enjoy this very natural parts of Bali a lot, and that's why I drive around here and know these places. Here, for example, it stopped again, the drone. I don't know why. There's not really a reason in my eyes, but who knows. Again, it stops here. Why does it stop? I realized it stops. Then it speeds up again, following me. But in the end, it does its job quite well, and the footage looks quite good and is fun to look at, isn't it? Here comes the next road trip drone test video. I'm using a helmet because this is outside the very quiet zones. I'm always using helmets in Bali because if you get caught by the police without a helmet, they charge you maybe up to 1.5 million rupiah, which is around 90 euros or around 95 US dollars maybe. And it's again a very beautiful area, very green, very natural, very free, not much traffic going on here. That's why I can use it, otherwise I would be scared. And here it realized, oh, there are some leaves. It sees the leaves, that is really amazing. We go back for a second. So the same scene again, you see there are leaves on the left, it goes to the right, and now there are leaves left, right and on top. And it goes down and finds a way through. That is quite amazing for me that it can see that, because this is highly complex, that is not very clear like walls or anything. There are thousands of leaves everywhere, and the DJI Neo manages to see what is relevant and adapts to it. Again, here are leaves, it realizes it can fly through and it's correct in its assumption. It stops here, moves again to me, follows me and does the right thing. This is now a very small road and you see there's some dogs and chickens, but that is nothing the drone has to consider. They're on the ground and the drone is in the air. And here comes another driver from the front, and I realized too late I'm on the wrong side. If I drive on a very empty road, my brain switches into default mode, which is drive on the right. And when I see the other people, then I realize, oh yeah, I need to drive left. Even though I'm many years here driving with my bike, I'm still having these issues sometimes that I'm driving on the right when the road is totally empty, because that is the default mode for my brain. Here we have now a little challenge for the drone again. There are leaves everywhere, and it checks the leaves and goes down and finds a way through it, which is again highly amazing. Highly amazing. This small thing, it doesn't cost much, but it is more intelligent than any other drone on the market in my eyes. And it manages to follow me through this very complex area, which is thousands of leaves in the air. Here it crashes into these leaves, but it's still in the air and manages to stay. And again, I'm not sure how to get it back, because I was not completely trained in this, and so I walk to it, below it, and then it does the right thing and lands on my head. And this final video now is the final really heavy test for the drone in Bali Ubud. I drive here with a bike, it follows us, it sees a leaf, it goes around it, and it finds a way through this track. And here's some cars, and as it stays higher as the car is, mostly that's not a problem, even though you see here that is same height as the cars, but somehow, I'm not sure if this is luck or not, it manages to drive around the cars. Maybe because they're slowly, maybe it's luck. And this road goes down, very hardly down, very soon here, and we go, it's like a hill, let's call it a hill, we go down a hill. So we saw before on the stairways, it has problems with going up and down, it not really understands what is around it. And here we get to the final scene of this video, and it follows me. This is still on the right track. Now it moves to the right, and there comes a car, and the drone has no way to see what is going on and crashes into the car. And the interesting thing is this guy here on the right, the hotel guy, he saw what is going on. He was the one that showed me where the drone was lying after it happened. I realized he stopped. The car stopped basically because it was shocked. What the fuck was that? And then realized there's nothing going on. I mean, the car is not broken, it's not damaged, so it moved on. I picked up my drone, I switched it off, it was still on and had no damage on it. And I tried it again the next day and it was flying basically without any problem and did work very well again.
Do I like the DJI Neo? Yes, I do like it, because this small thing, I can just put it into my trousers and it's gone, and it's invisible. Its textures and structures do not harm me and they don't annoy me, and they're really nice to walk around with, and that's all I need to make drone footage. Isn't that insane? That's awesome, and that's why I like it.
So thanks for watching. All was recorded with the DJI Neo 1. I know there's an even better version 2 already, but the one is already great.